What if one of Nigeria's smallest regions is actually one of its most important economic engine? What if a region occupying a relatively small portion of Nigeria's landmass has become indispensable to the country's commerce, manufacturing, entrepreneurship, and trade? And what if the story of modern Nigeria cannot be told without understanding the extraordinary role played by Southeast Nigeria? From the bustling markets of Onitsha to the industrial workshops of Aba, from the manufacturing clusters of Nnewi to the educational centers of Enugu, the Southeast has developed a reputation for enterprise unlike any other region in Nigeria. Supporters of the motion argue that Nigeria relies heavily on the entrepreneurial spirit, commercial networks, and industrial output of the Southeast. Critics counter that no region thrives in isolation and that the Southeast itself benefits enormously from being part of Nigeria's vast market. So who really needs who more? Tonight we examine history, economics, industry, commerce, innovation, taxation, infrastructure, and national development to answer one of the most controversial questions in Nigeria today. Does Nigeria need the Southeast more than the Southeast need Nigeria? The Southeast consists of 5 states: Abia, Anambra, Ebonyi, Enugu, and Imo states. Despite its relatively small geographical size, the region has become one of Nigeria's most commercially active zones. The region is home to some of Nigeria's most famous commercial centers, including Onitsha, Aba, Nnewi, Owerri, Enugu, and Awka. Economists frequently describe the region as one of Africa's most entrepreneurial societies. Research published in International Journal of Entrepreneurial Behavior and Research identified the Igbo apprenticeship system as a significant driver of entrepreneurship, wealth creation, and business expansion. Unlike many regions that depend heavily on government employment, the Southeast developed a culture where business ownership became a primary pathway to prosperity. This culture would eventually transform the economic landscape of Nigeria. The Nigerian Civil War ended in 1970. The Southeast emerged devastated. Infrastructure was destroyed, businesses collapsed, savings disappeared, entire communities faced economic ruins. Yet, something remarkable happened. Instead of waiting for government intervention, many people rebuilt through trade and entrepreneurship. Within a few decades, cities like Onitsha, Aba, and Nnewi had become major economic hubs. This recovery remains one of the most remarkable post-war economic transformations in Africa's history. The story demonstrates the resilience that would later become a defining characteristic of Southeast Nigeria. Few cities symbolize indigenous commerce like Onitsha. The city hosts one of the largest trading ecosystems in West Africa. Every day, thousands of traders move goods worth billions of naira. Products distributed from Onitsha reach nearly every state in Nigeria. Many retailers across the country source inventory from the city. Commercial analysts consistently identify Onitsha as one of Nigeria's most important trading centers. Without Onitsha's distribution network, supply chains across Nigeria would face significant disruption. This is one of the reasons supporters of the documentary's argument believe Nigeria depends heavily on Southeast commerce. If Onitsha is Nigeria's trading capital, Aba is often described as its indigenous manufacturing capital. Aba has become famous for footwear, leather products, garments, bags, and industrial fabrication. The famous Owerri market supports thousands of manufacturers and artisans. Aba-made products are sold across Nigeria and exported to neighboring countries. The city's manufacturing ecosystem provides employment for countless Nigerians. The growth of Aba demonstrates that industrialization can emerge from local initiatives rather than government planning alone. Many Nigerians call Nnewi the Japan of Africa. While the comparison is symbolic rather than literal, it reflects Nnewi's extraordinary manufacturing culture. The town hosts numerous indigenous industries, producing automotive components, electrical products, plastics, building materials, consumer goods. Major industrial groups have roots in Nnewi. The city has become synonymous with indigenous manufacturing excellence. In an economy often criticized for import dependence, Nnewi demonstrates the possibilities of local production. Perhaps South's greatest export is not a product, it is a system. The Igbo apprenticeship model has attracted international academic attention. Under the system, young individuals learn businesses under experienced entrepreneurs. After years of training, many receive startup capitals and support to establish independent enterprises. Researchers have highlighted this model as a powerful mechanism for entrepreneurship development and job creation. Thousands of businesses across Nigeria trace their origins to these unique institutions. The system creates wealth without relying heavily on government employment programs. One cannot discuss Southeast influence without discussing migration. Southeast are present in virtually every major Nigerian city, from Lagos to Kano, from Port Harcourt to Abuja, from Maiduguri to Uyo. They own shops, operate factories, run hotels, manage logistic firms, build technology companies, and participate in virtually every sector of the economy. Their commercial networks connect Nigeria's regional economies together. This nationwide presence amplifies the region's influence far beyond its geographical boundaries. Many economists believe official statistics often underestimate Southeast economy. Why? Because a large portion operates through small and medium-sized enterprises. These businesses may not always appear fully in formal economic measurement, yet they generate employment and commerce on a massive scale. From spare parts markets to transport companies, from manufacturing workshops to wholesale trading networks, Southeast entrepreneurs play a major role in Nigeria's informal economy. The informal sector often acts as a shock absorber during economic downturns. When people think about oil and gas in Nigeria, one region dominates the conversation: the Niger Delta. But what if the story is bigger than we have been told? What if Southeast Nigeria holds more energy potential than it often gets acknowledged for? States like Abia, Imo, Anambra are not just commercial hubs, they are also part of Nigeria's oil-rich belt. In fact, Imo State and Abia State are officially recognized as oil-producing states under Nigeria's derivation formula. Communities such as Ohaji Egbema in Imo State and Ukwa West in Abia State have long been involved in crude oil exploration and production. Even more intriguing is Anambra State, where the discovery of the oil in Anambra Basin has drawn increasing attention. The Anambra Basin is believed to contain significant gas reserves, a resource that could play a crucial role in Nigeria's transition to cleaner energy. According to Nigeria's National Petroleum Company Limited, The basin holds billions of cubic feet of gas reserves, making it one of Nigeria's emerging energy frontiers. This discovery has already begun to attract investment in gas processing and power generation projects in the region. So why is this important? Because the energy is the backbone of industrialization. If fully developed, Southeast gas reserves could power industries in Aba, Nnewi, reduce dependence on imported fuel, boost electricity generation, creates thousands of jobs. Yet, despite this potential in the region, it still faces underinvestment, pipeline infrastructure gaps, environmental concerns, policy and regulatory delays. This raises a critical question. Is Nigeria fully leveraging the Southeast energy potential, or is this example of untapped opportunity? If Southeast successfully develops its oil and gas infrastructure sector, it could further strengthen its argument as one of Nigeria's most economically strategic regions. To understand the true influence of the Southeast, you must look beyond the region itself, because the real story is not just in Aba, Onitsha, or Nnewi. The real story is everywhere, from the busy streets of Lagos to the markets of Kano, from the government districts of Abuja to the oil hubs of Port Harcourt. Igbo entrepreneurs have built one of the most expansive business networks in Africa. In Lagos alone, entire commercial districts are powered by Igbo-owned businesses, electronics markets, auto spare parts hubs, import-export companies, logistic firms, real estate development. Areas like Alaba International Market and Trade Fair Complex have become economic ecosystems driven largely by Southeast investors. In Abuja, Igbo-owned construction companies and real estate developers have contributed significantly to the city's rapid expansion. In Kano, Igbo traders dominate key segments of spare parts and wholesale distribution. In Port Harcourt, many indigenous oil servicing and logistic firms have strong Southeast routes. But this doesn't stop at trading. The Southeast investment footprint spans real estate, manufacturing, transportation, technology, hospitality, and entertainment. This nationwide spread creates something powerful, an economic web that connects Nigeria. It ensures that goods, capital, and service flows across regions, often driven by private enterprise rather than government systems. Economists often point out that this kind of decentralized investment structure strengthens national economic integration, but it also raises an important perspective. If a significant portion of Nigeria's private sector activity is driven by Southeast investors, then the region's influence extends far beyond its borders. It becomes not just a region, but a national economic force. Imagine Nigeria without Onitsha's markets, Aba's factories, Nnewi's industries, Igbo trading networks, the apprenticeship system, Southeast oil and gas infrastructures. What would happen? Supply chain would suffer, employment opportunities would decline, manufacturing output would shrink, commercial distribution networks would weaken. Some analysts argue that Southeast serves as one of Nigeria's most important engines for private sector growth. This is the strongest evidence used by those who support the documentary central claim. But there is another side. The Southeast also benefits significantly from Nigeria. Nigeria provides a market of over 200 million people, federal infrastructure, national financial institutions, ports, airports, telecommunication networks, national security structures. Many goods traded by Southeast businesses enter through facilities located outside the region. The Southeast commercial success is partly enabled by access to Nigeria's vast consumer market. Without that market, economic expansion would likely be more difficult. Therefore, critics argue that the relationship is interdependent rather than one-sided. The future may depend on solving key challenges: infrastructure deficits, electricity shortages, port access, industrial financing, and transportation networks. Despite these obstacles, the region continues to attract investment and entrepreneurial activities. Cities such as Onitsha, Aba, Nnewi, Enugu, and Owerri remain among the most economically active urban centers in the region. If infrastructure improves, many analysts believe the Southeast could become an even larger contributor to national development. So we return to our original question: does Nigeria need the Southeast more than the Southeast needs Nigeria? The evidence shows that the Southeast contributes enormously to commerce, manufacturing, entrepreneurship, innovation, employment, distribution networks, and oil and gas infrastructure. The region's influence on Nigeria's economy is undeniable. Yet, the Southeast also benefits from being part of Nigeria's enormous national marketplace and economic ecosystem. Perhaps the more accurate conclusion is this: Nigeria and Southeast are deeply interconnected. Nigeria could be significantly weaker without Southeast, and the Southeast would face substantial challenges without Nigeria. The relationship is not merely one of dependence, it is one of mutual importance, and understanding the reality may be the key to building a stronger future for both. The story of Southeast Nigeria is ultimately a story of resilience, enterprise, and determination. It is a story of a people who rebuilt after war, created industries from scratch, transformed markets into economic empires, and turned apprenticeship into a pathway to prosperity. Whether one agrees or disagrees with the documentary's title, one fact remains clear: the Southeast has played a profound role in shaping modern Nigeria, and its story is far from over. The next chapter is still being written. As the sun sets over the bustling market of Onitsha, as the machines in Aba slowly fall silent for the night, and as the factories of Nnewi prepare for another day of production, one truth becomes impossible to ignore. The story of the Southeast Nigeria is not just a regional story, it is a Nigerian story, a story of resilience after devastation, a story of enterprise without limits, a story of a people who refuse to wait and instead choose to build. From the ashes of war to the heights of commerce, from the small roadside shops to billionaire industries, the Southeast did not just survive, it evolved, it expanded, it influenced an entire nation. And whether you agree with the question we asked tonight or challenge the premise entirely, you cannot deny the impact. Because in every corner of Nigeria, in every major market, in every thriving commercial hub, you will find a fingerprint of the Southeast enterprise. So maybe the real question is not who needs who more. Maybe the real question is, what could Nigeria become if every region unlocked its full potential just like the Southeast? The future of Nigeria will not be built by one region alone, but understanding the Southeast may just be the key to understanding Nigeria itself. If you found this documentary interesting, thought-provoking, or even controversial, hit the like button. It helps the story reach more people. Subscribe to the channel for more deep, powerful documentaries on Nigeria's rise and untold stories. Turn on notification so you never miss the next episode. Now we want to hear from you. Do you think the Southeast contributes more to Nigeria than it receives? Or is this relationship truly balanced? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's have a real conversation. And if you're proud of the entrepreneurial spirit of Nigeria, share this video with someone who needs to see it, because the story of Nigeria is still being written, and you're part of that story.